Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So Guido Vianello defeats Arslenbek Makhmudov in a heavyweight fight that was almost billed as a loser leaves town type of fight. Whoever lost this fight, essentially their career was over, and I think I think that is the case with Arslenbek Makhmudov. Mid-30s, 2 losses now in quick succession, 2 bad losses, and yeah, I didn't see any improvement from Makhmudov following his defeat to Ajit Kabayel. Whereas Guido Vianello, on the flip side, you know, he was an amateur. I believe he was an Olympian. Vianello fought in the World Series of Boxing, turned pro with Top Rank. I was never really impressed with Vianello on the come-up. He then got knocked out by Jonathan Rice, I believe it was. And after that, I basically wrote off Vianello. I always saw Vianello as a guy who wasn't physically robust enough to be a successful pro heavyweight. But since that loss to Jonathan Rice, Vianello's come back and I think he's improved. I know he lost his last fight prior to this to F.A. Ajagba, but I was expecting Ajagba to knock him out, but Vianello was very competitive with Ajagba. In fact, some people felt he won the fight. But in that fight with Ajagba, I felt he was a lot more physically robust, a lot stronger, and I just felt he fought with more bravery and more confidence. And he's come off that into this Makhmudov fight, and he's built on it. In this fight with Makhmudov, right from the early opening seconds of the fight, I felt Vianello looked like the more confident fighter. You know, he was on his toes, popping the jab and really firing the straight right through Makhmudov's porous guard. Makhmudov was kind of coming forwards in that cumbersome way. He was looking for his overhand right and even the lead right uppercut as well. But you know, Makhmudov never got his timing down, he never got his distance down, and every time he threw the overhand right, it felt like he just fell into a clinch, you know, totally overshot, and yeah, fell into a clinch. And yeah, I mean, Vianello was timing that shot as well with his right hand, and also the left hook as well. But yeah, he was taking advantage of Makhmudov's wide stance, his wide guard, firing the straight, landing the jab, landing the left hook, and he was the far more technically astute fighter in there. Not only that, he was quicker, both in terms of hand and foot speed as well, which was also a massive problem for Makhmudov. Makhmudov has slow feet, and, you know, his opponent has to be stationary for him to land those power shots, basically. And yeah, Vianello, despite getting aggressive at times, he was never really that stationary for Makhmudov to hit. And yeah, Vianello was just picking off Makhmudov. I think it was like round 4. Makhmudov's eye started to swell really badly because of the right hands. You know, I don't think Makhmudov blocked one right hand in this fight. But yeah, that swelling got progressively worse as the fight went on, and it seemed that Vianello was targeting it. In fact, after like 6 rounds or so, I was wondering why the corner just didn't pull the plug on this fight for Makhmudov and throw in the towel, because he was so done, man. Like, there wasn't even any moments where you thought to yourself, damn, he could get back in this fight. You know, I know he's got power, but he wasn't really landing, and when he actually did, you know, it didn't really affect Vianello like that. Didn't really affect him. And yeah, Vianello was just picking him apart, popping the jab, firing the straight right, teeing off on Makhmudov as the fight went on. As the fight went on, as Makhmudov's eye was completely shut, and as he was gassing, that's when Vianello really started to get more aggressive and throw more combos. He actually hurt Makhmudov a few times. The doctor had a look at Makhmudov's eye a couple of times. The doctor let him continue, but start of round 8, doctor takes a look. Makhmudov pleads his case, but the doctor says no more, you've seen enough, pardon the pun, and yeah, it was fight over. The doctor called it off. 8th round stoppage for Guido Vianello. Good career comeback by him, because the Jonathan Rice defeat looked pretty bad at the time, but he seems to have come back. He's worked his way to being I guess a fringe level contender now. Where does Vianello go from here? I mean, why not Vianello versus Jared Anderson? I think that'll be a good fight, to be honest. Anderson's coming off a loss. Maybe some would view this as a risky return fight, but listen, man. I know Vianello's improved, but if you want to beat anybody in the heavyweight division, you should be beating Vianello even now, in my opinion. So Vianello versus Anderson, I think is a good fight. Would they risk Richard Torres in with Guido Vianello? That's another one over at Top Rank. So yeah, Vianello lives to fight another day. He's got another good fight in him. As for Makhmudov, it's game over for him. Game over. Yeah. So much to work on, and he's mid-30s. Yeah, he's not going to get any better from here. Probably should retire. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Been your guy, Delboy. Peace.